Check out our Instagram pages. One is for cars, one is for my work, Do Better Fitness, and then please like and subscribe. Thank you. Welcome to my video, guys. So today I'm going to be answering another question from one of my subscribers. They want to know how much did it cost to run my 2017 Panamera 9714E hybrid for the 8 months that I owned it. I didn't like it, unfortunately. I hated the seats, and for me it just wasn't the perfect car for the situation. But it's a nice car. I'd probably buy another Panamera later down in life. If I got a GTS or turbo, I wouldn't go for the e-hybrids. Okay, so we'll talk about the car cost of new was £112,179. I bought it secondhand, 2 years old, from the first owner. So I paid £70,000 for this vehicle. I negotiated it a little bit lower for a few things I found wrong with it. So I paid out of my pocket $68,900. So I got a fairly good deal. It's quite a lot of depreciation for him. If you're in the US, the new cost of this car is $138,430. But since I bought this one in England, we'll go by the British one. Okay, so the vehicle tax. So this one, like in the US, you get tags for your car, you pay every year. In the UK, it's pretty much the same, but you don't get tags. It goes to the car, to the license plate. So that is 155. It's based on like pollution of the car. Because it's such an expensive car, I additionally had to pay the 335, and you'd pay this for year 2 through 6 of owning the car. Like when I bought my C63, I think I paid a couple grand when I bought it in the first year, because that's just how they do it here. And in California, they charge you a luxury tax, so it kind of works out to be the same thing. Okay, so I started off with 17 miles on the cluster for charge. I'm left with 4. I did 28-minute drive, which was at 8 miles, 8.2 miles really. So this is total e-trips. You can see I've done 808 miles. That's pretty good. I think it's just when we go further, I run out of battery, and then I have to use the fuel. When it's just using the fuel, it's not super efficient. So I drove approximately 5,000 miles. 800 miles was electric only, and then 4,200 were using either both at the same time, the electric and the motor, or just the motor only. My fuel cost for this time was £756. Energy-wise, I spent £576. For this, it would be £1.60 each 8 miles, kind of works out to be. This would be just when I go take my wife to work, or then I go and get her again, I'd have to pay another £1.6. For the most part, this car was driven pretty nicely in general, mostly in traffic. As you can see, there's speed cameras everywhere, so you don't really speed. And I really did try and drive it in electric as much as I could, but because of the range, if you're going to go anywhere on the motorway, you just have to use the engine itself. So unlike my Macan, which I didn't actually have to maintain because it was under the 2-year service agreement, this one I actually had to do maintenance on. So the maintenance I got at a really good deal. I paid £300 for an oil change, and I'm fine with that, and whatever else was consistent in the service. So when this thing had a full battery charge and fuel, and you put your foot down, it's pretty fast. I'm not breaking the law here. I'm actually doing the speed limit, but you can see how I pull away very easily from all of the cars. When doing things like this, the fuel mileage is pretty horrendous because it's such a heavy car. The batteries really weigh a ton, and for me personally, I wouldn't use this as a fast car, only because it's too heavy and it doesn't do turns that well. I have a fast car, so I just drive that. You can watch my other videos if you want to see what it is. So this is total e-trips. You can see I've done 808 miles. That's pretty good. I think it's just when we go further, I run out of battery, and then I have to use the fuel. When it's just using the fuel, it's not super efficient. 32.1 miles per gallon. It's not too bad. I've got cars that are worse. I've got cars that are better, but you know, it was okay. So when I sold this car, I did look around. I was even tempted to trade it in on the next car I was getting, but that dealer just wouldn't give me the right price. I took it to a few online shoppers, and I did look at Porsche to get it from me. The best deal I actually found was We Buy Any Car. And I've dealt with them before. They've bought like 3 cars from me, I think, or 4 cars from me, and they're just so easy. You get the money within a few days. There's not much negotiating with them. It's just easy, and most of the time they give you more money for your car. So they bought it from me for 60,618 pound and 46 pence. So if you do a little math there, that's 8,371 pound and 54 pence. So that would be what it cost you to run this car for a year. But I'm gonna include my insurance and the registration and stuff, and I'll give you that total. So my insurance was £870 for the 8 months that I had the car. So a grand total out of my pocket to run this car for 8 months was £11,363 and 54 pence. To me, honestly, I think that's a pretty good number. If you were going to lease this car, it would cost you more than this. So all in all, I think it was good. Got a good experience from the car. I know that I will never do business with Sutton Coldfield Porsche because they're just horrendous customer service. And I learned what I do not want in a future car. I don't want a hybrid because the batteries, unless it's just like a touring car, but if you get a performance one, batteries and motor, it's just too heavy and you feel it in the turns.